Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome freaking back. As you guys can see by the title and the thumbnail of this video, it's National Library Week. Let's celebrate libraries. Love celebrating libraries. Makes me a very happy camper. If you know me, you know that most of my free time is spent at the library. If it's not spent at the library, it is spent on Libby, the library app for your Kindles, scrolling through trying to find books to read. Because that's what you do at libraries. I do at libraries. It's not fair to say that everyone does this at libraries, but whenever I go into a library, I have no pre-plan. Okay, I literally go in and let the books speak to me. I love books. I love the smell of books. I love the smell of libraries. I could literally spend days in a library and still not come out complete. Like, I still just feel like there's always more to grab from a library. There's always more. So this week, I am only going to be reading library books in celebration of libraries everywhere. I love libraries. So, without further ado, let's currently scroll through Libby and try to find some books to read on my Kindle. Eventually, I think maybe tomorrow or later today, probably tomorrow because it's freaking freezing outside right now. We'll make our way to the library and try to find some physical books. But right now, let's do some scrolling on Libby to try to find a library book to read.
Let's start scrolling. I'm going to available right now because this is where I get all of my books very quickly. And with all of this scrolling I'm going to be doing, I feel like this is the best part of any library trip, is the lack of knowledge of what you are about to pick up. So I'm just going to continue scrolling through Libby until I find the perfect book to read. A lot of these books are kind of juvenile, some books that I'm not really in the mood for. Diary of the Wimpy Kids is such a banger book. Remarkably Bright Creatures is 10 out of 10. I just love all of these books, but I think the one I'm going to pick is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So let's borrow that.
Have hit the 20% mark. I am on chapter 8 now. Poppy feels so much like me. She feels so much like me, and just like the way that her family works. It just feels very much so like me, and the way that her relationship with her family is. I love the way that Emily Henry writes family relationships. I feel like that's one relationship that's really hard to put in a book, because families' relationships are tricky and not the same for everyone, so putting it in a book is kind of difficult. But Emily Henry always does really well with the family relationships. I love it a lot. I think that Alex and Poppy are going to have a really crazy arc to them. I feel like another thing that Emily Henry does really well at is the conflicts between our two main characters, and we are starting out this book with a conflict. That's kind of new for me in an Emily Henry. Actually, that's not true. But starting out the way that this book started out, the conflict was really new and really interesting. So I'm really on the edge of my seat waiting to see what happened with Poppy and Alex. Hello, it is, what day is it? Tuesday! It's Tuesday. I read 32% of People We Meet on Vacation yesterday. I'm really enjoying this book. I really want to know what happened with our two main characters. I feel like there's some issue that happened that caused their friendship to fall apart, and I'm really intrigued to see what that was, because honestly, Emily Henry has such a phenomenal way of writing these conflicts. I don't even know what the conflict is yet, and I already know going into it blindly that it's going to be done so well. Good morning. Oh, the bedhead is crazy. Good morning. I am in such a great mood today. It's the best time of the year. The sun is back. The sun's back. I'm so excited about it. I read a lot of this yesterday. I kind of devoured most of it yesterday. I am currently 70% through this now. I've got 2 hours and 20 minutes left. Something that Emily Henry does, and I've already mentioned it, is create relatable characters. She makes characters so authentic. They deal with real life problems. Sometimes her characters get me, or I guess the other way around, I get her characters. Poppy right now is exactly who I am as a person. I'm loving this so much. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the library this week though. It's way too sunny out, so there's literally no parking near my library, or there hasn't been the last times I've driven by, and it also costs money to park in a city. It's just so irritating to have to pay to park, and I think that that's something that public libraries really need to think about. I love a library. I would spend from 9 to 5 in a library without problem. But the thought of having to pay to park, and it is $1 an hour, okay, turns me off so badly. I don't know how to get around this, because I do live in a pretty large city. I don't know how to get around it, but I think that it's something that public libraries need to be thinking about, because some people don't have the ability to pay that money. They need to think about these things, because not everyone has the capabilities of paying to park. Like, I don't want to have to spend my money to have to park my car. I'd like to be saving that money, which is why I have a library card, so I don't have to buy books all the time. It makes me want to cry. I'm so irritated about it, but I don't want to get off on a tangent about our libraries, because once again, I love the library. I want everyone to go to the library all the time. I would much prefer libraries be where people spend their free time instead of bookstores. You know what I mean? I think the libraries need our help the most. But I'm just a little irritated about it, because I really want to go to the library, but I don't want to pay to park. Chapter 29 in this book might have actually been the saddest chapter that I've read in a while. Okay, we've got the conflict from the past that we are finally about to touch on, and now there is the conflict in the present that Ali Hazelwood always likes to sprinkle in to make my life a little bit more sad. I see now. I see. I am 86% through. I just got the past conflict, which in my opinion might have been this is the word that's coming to my Rolodex. It was the measliest of all of the conflicts that Emily Henry has ever written. It's relatable, it's valid, it's completely understandable. It just felt a little young for an Emily Henry book. I just finished People We Meet on Vacation. Now it's time to decide if I want to go to the library to get a physical book or just download another Kindle book.
And I totally am just borrowing another Libby book. Ooh, look at that. Haley fam, I've been waiting for this one.
I'm reading Just Friends by Haley Pham right now. I am 16% through. I've been reading a little bit this morning. So far, I am really kind of just confused by their relationship dynamic. Like, I'm 26% through, so I know that there's still, like, obviously time for me to find things out, but I am just still kind of confused. Everybody, it is just after 8 o'clock. I have gotten Shanson out the door. I am having such a good morning so far. I literally just woke up on such a beautiful side of the bed. I don't know. I am here to tell you that I did end up getting 40% through Just Friends last night. I don't know if it's because I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if I'm really like relating to this book. I don't know if I'm like, it's not sitting with me as hard as I had expected it to, but I think I went into this book with expectations because I love Haley Pham. I watch every single one of her videos, and if I'm having a crap day, I turn on another one of her videos, just replay it because she's just so fun and funny. I think I went into this book with expectations that it was going to be like that, and it is not. I am now at the 60% mark, and I think I figured out why I'm not enjoying this book so much. I think that even though our characters are in my age group, they're feeling very, very young. This book just feels really young. This book feels like something that maybe a high schooler, a young adult would enjoy. This does not feel like a book that me personally, I'm going to think about after I'm done with it. You know what I mean? Hello. So it is already 3 o'clock. I think I need to call this video here before I absolutely go insane trying to get this video edited. So I did end up reading one full book and I am almost done with Just Friends. So let's talk about the first book that I read in this video, which was People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This book was absolutely a 5-star. This book was so cute. I don't know if I could ever express how cute that book was. It felt a little bit younger than the usual Emily Henry books I'm used to. Her conflict in that book felt a little young, but that's not to say that it was a bad book. I really truly enjoyed that book so much. It was so sweet. It was so fun. It was just lighthearted and just so perfect. So perfect. And then Just Friends by Haley Pham. I obviously still have a little over an hour left in this book, but right now I can say that it's not going to be a 5-star, but it is going to be in the high 4s. It's going to be a high 4-star. So I really don't have too much to say right now other than the things that you have already heard. So make sure you keep an eye out for the April wrap-up because that's where you will hear my full thoughts about that book. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment downstairs. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.